Hello friends, Dr. Nels here, and this week we want to talk to you about more things with raising kids to be great adults. Today we want to visit about surrounding yourselves with great people to help you move closer to your goals and not further away from your goals. Hello friends, Dr. Nels here. Welcome back as we bring you more information on life and leadership, business and family to build your values and principles so that you can be and grow into the best version of you. And we've been doing a series with our kids and family because we thought you folks would like this information and want to learn more about raising kids to be incredible adults, which is our goal. And we've talked about pushing your kids out of their comfort zone. We've talked about curfews, freedom, and trust. And this week we want to visit with you about how our kids have maybe chosen some of their friends circles, and their groups. Because we are an average of the 7 people we hang around with the most. And the people we hang around with can take us closest to our goals or take us further away from our goals. And as we think about that, Nash or Mackenzie, as we've watched you go from daycares to kindergarten to grade school to junior high and to high school, and your friend groups, they've kind of evolved over time. Some are the same kids that you've been with since kindergarten, some are not the same kids, given different schools merging together all in one high school. And what are some of the things that you've looked for in your friends over time? What are some of the things that you've seen in people maybe you're not friends with anymore, and those behaviors that you didn't appreciate or didn't like? What were some of those things? What have you been looking for over the years as you've developed your friendships and friendship circles?
In my friendships, I look for somebody that they want what's best for me, and when I do well, they celebrate it and they're not jealous. But at the same time, I give that back, so it's not obviously all about me. So I try to give it back, but I really want somebody that's not just thinking about them and what's best for them and trying to manipulate situations and stuff like that. I want somebody that really wants what's best for me and celebrates when I do well. But at the same time, I celebrate when they do well, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I would say it's the same for me. And also friends that are gonna be excited for you when stuff goes good, but then friends that are also there for you when things are bad. But then I would say things that I don't want as friends are, I've had friends that are always negative all the time and feel bad for themselves.
Yeah.
It's not fun to be around them when they're like that all the time. So, and even if you're the friend, try and think about, are you being negative all the time? Nobody wants to be around negative people.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Karen, what's been some of the guidance you've given our kids over the years in terms of friends you've seen them have or not have, or what comes to your mind when it comes to this subject?
We have worked very hard, to surround ourselves with people that bring out the best in us. That's always our goal, is to be around people that not only enjoy the same things that we enjoy, but help us to be the people that we want to be.
Yeah.
And one of the kids, talked about, even in the hard times, when it's easy to be a friend to somebody when things are going great, those are the easy days. But when you get in the trenches and things get hard, that's when you really find out you find out a lot about people when life isn't going well.
Yeah.
And so I think we've worked really hard to surround ourselves with people that bring out the best of us, both during the highs and the lows. And I think we've just talked a lot about that. Mm-hmm. I think that the kids and I discuss that quite frequently when we talk about friends, whether that's boyfriends, girlfriends, friends. Just surround yourself with people that make you the best version of yourself, and that make you feel good about yourself, that make you feel worthy of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the kids have done an excellent job. I mean, they both they surround themselves with incredible humans.
And over the years, we have, not in a bad way, but we have, in a factual way, talked to them about some of the kids that have been around them and some of their negative or poor decision making or behaviors. And as you go about that with your kids, we think it's something that you need to do. The kids that they're around, maybe their parents, you see behaviors in kids, you see behaviors in some mothers, you see some behaviors in some fathers that they spend a lot of time with their parents, and maybe it's not the people they need to be hanging around with. And we believe it's okay to coach on that. We do apply grace, and we want the best for all kids, but we look at the whole picture with people and kids and what that whole environment looks like, and we coach them on that.
And I think when you go to coach them on that, I don't think it's like I can't believe you hang out with him, like you're such an idiot kind of thing.
No.
I think it's you just talk to him and like, hey, like I don't think you should hang around with this kid. Like he's not really guiding you in the right direction I want you to go in life, or the way that you should want yourself to go in life. Like that kind of thing, I wouldn't make him try to feel like an idiot for hanging out with the wrong person. Because obviously I'm still learning on who to hang out with, like that sort of thing. I don't need to feel like an idiot, but.
Well, and some of your friendship circles that, not necessarily you guys, but friendships in general start as situational. In elementary school, you don't necessarily pick who you're surrounded with. As you get older, you get more space to do that. But you're set with a certain group of people, and that's as you grow older, that gets to change. And I think you start to realize that it's okay for friendships to change. That's important to know, that your friendships will change. They will change for the rest of your life. And they will all be seasonal one way or another. So,
So how do you two, Mackenzie and Nash, how do you have the humility and the teachability that when your parents do say, hey, this is somebody you probably need to limit your time with, instead of being defensive about that, which is a natural thing to do, right?
Yeah.
How do you have the teachable and humility mindset to listen to that and take that under advisement versus just being completely defensive and ignoring instruction?
I love self-improvement. So when my parents come to me about something that I can do better, like I will listen to every second of that, because I want to know what I can do better in each and everything I do. And I want to be better than the person I was yesterday. So when my parents do have something to guide me on, I really want to listen, because in my opinion, both of them have done really well in life, and I want to do that too. So I think they have a ton of knowledge. So when they have something, I really want to listen.
For me, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do get defensive. So I would say, sometimes I know it's just better to stay quiet and listen instead of coming back with the response that I probably shouldn't say.
There's wisdom in that.
there is wisdom in that.
No, I know, like for my wife and I, we moved to a new house, and it's a big enough space where we can entertain people, and it gives us an opportunity to invest in our kids as friends as well. So you get to know them, then you build that trust factor. So Karen and Nels, talk to me about just your intentionality, maybe I would imagine, about your investment in your kids as friends as well. They're not just someone who drives up, picks people up, and leaves, but there's a relationship there as well. So talk about that and how that has developed over time.
Well, I mean, we haven't necessarily, it wasn't necessarily our goal. I think there's some people that have goals that they want their kids as friends to be at their house. Our goal is never that, but I think we've created a fun space that consequently their friends like to come to, which has been fun and awesome. And I have personally never had the motive to coach their friends, because that's not my duty, and they have parents that are to do that. But it's interesting you say that, because it's turned into that a little bit. We're not in their face about self-improvement, but we've coached on your friends, haven't we? We talk to them about being the best version of themselves. We've given them self-help books. Every single one of their friends has a minimum of at least one book, if not 2 books. Right, Mackenzie?
I don't know if I gave my friends it.
We've given them right in there. And so, I don't know if I'm answering your question, because it's never been my motive, and I know it's not been hers. We're pretty certain to invest in their friends, but given our journey and how things have gone, we've had the opportunity to invest in some of them.
And I also have friends that are like hungry and they want to get better and self-improve, so that helps too.
Karen?
Yeah, I don't think that's ever necessarily been our goal, was to do that. Now, I will say that we've always been intentional about knowing who our kids are spending time with. That is absolutely intentional, to know who are they with, what are those kids like. That's our responsibility as a parent. But we've been blessed that they both have a group of friends that like to come over, and are just really a great group of kids to get to hang out with. I think Nels and I enjoy having them over every time they're here.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to try to build relationships with your kids' friends. That helps make up who they are just as much as we help make up who they are. So.
Yet give them the space and freedom when they're here. When their friends are here, we're not just hanging out with them. We let them do their thing. I may come in and steal some of their food, have a few bites, have a little fun banter back and forth with a few of them, and then it all just flows. When the time's right, maybe you say something to them about life. Maybe you hand them a book that is a self-improvement book. We don't just barge in and all right, it's class time, kids. And today we're going to help you be the best version of you. That's when you're going to push them away.
Right.
So that's what we have for today on helping your kids surround themselves with people, or the best people, and not just friends, but teachers, coaches that help them get closer to their goals. We didn't even dive into that part, but coaches can be a great influence, and there are some coaches that help your kids get closer to their goals, and there are some coaches that do not. There are some teachers that do the same, and we can maybe talk about that next time, or we'll wait till our kids graduate. We hope you've liked this information. Click subscribe here. We'd love to see you next week. Thanks for your time.